lot of shit. I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed? I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Yeah, that was a tough one to swallow the other night, guys. Let's not lose faith, though. I learned a lesson back in October that losing faith, or not in October, November, that losing faith on the Edmonton Oilers was not exactly a good idea. My name is Gene. Welcome to Lubed. This is episode 74 for May the 10th, 2024, as the Edmonton Oilers let a game that they had within their grasp slip away. It's frustrating. I get it. But keep in mind, Vancouver's on their home ice. They have to also play up to their fans. And we have another chance tonight to steal home ice advantage back. And I think we will. I think the Oilers will have a huge response. However, I don't know exactly what the status is of one Leon Draisaitl, if he's going to be in the lineup. Sounds like Adam Henrique will not be. So, again, we're kind of going to miss out that key element. But I think we're okay, guys. I think we're okay. I don't want to panic. Because, like I said, I learned a lesson back in November. I thought this team was done. And there was a few YouTubers out there that actually still believed, and I got to give them props. I got to give those guys because they still believed. And when I was totally like, yeah, this is done. And even a lot of the hockey analysts were saying, yeah, this is a done deal. So, yeah, there's a lot of interesting developments going on within the league right now. I can't believe that the Carolina Hurricanes are on the cusp. I think I had them in my bracket pool going to the final against the Oilers. And yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen now. They got a huge uphill climb. Basically, they have to win the next 4 to stay alive. So it's getting very interesting. I also got, I have that game. I have the Panthers and Bruins game. End of the first period, it is 1-0 for the Boston Bruins. Or for the Florida Panthers, sorry. So that series is tied up at 1 game apiece. Playoffs are getting very interesting, very intricate, very interesting. We got a huge agenda tonight as we will discuss the Oilers and Canucks game 1 recap. To my dismay, I'm going to have to actually go through that, but yeah, we will discuss that. We're going to also do a deep dive onto Hyman versus Besser. I got a brand new poll question, and I also have the results from the previous one. And we're going to look at some of the playoff leaders, and I'll get your final thoughts on this episode. Guys and girls, make sure you give your mother a salute this weekend as it is Mother's Day, and a well-deserved gift would be very thoughtful of you guys. If your mother was an amazing mother like my mother was, or my mother is, not was, but is, as she still is very much alive. And yeah, give your mothers a salute because they are the thing that sculpted you into what you are today. So just be aware of that. Anyway, I'm going to get away from all the sappiness. Let's get into the Edmonton Oilers and the Canucks game 1 recap here. As I don't know, I was watching this game and it fell apart. I just don't understand how it happened. Like, the Oilers gave up a 4-1 lead. It's disappointing. This should have been one in the bag, but it wasn't. I really look for a bigger response from the Oilers today and them not letting off the wheel. Anyway, I'm going to dive into this right now. Okay, so we'll start off with the Edmonton Oilers striking first in the first period. Zach Hyman, his 8th on the power play from Leon Draisaitl and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. That would be at 2:11 of the first period. Great start for the Oilers. Awesome start. That's what you want to see. And then they would double it when Matthias Ekholm would absolutely blast a shot by Silvos. And this would have been assisted by Leon Draisaitl. We're going to get into Leon a little bit more going into this episode. And that was at 15:01, 2-0 Edmonton. Looking peachy. The Canucks would rally and cut the deficit within one as Joshua would get his third of the playoffs, assisted from Lindholm and Cole. I think Lindholm has turned into quite the success story in Vancouver. He's starting to find his way. But then the Oilers would again go up 2 goals when Cody Ceci at 12:26 would blast one, his first of the playoffs, from Derek Ryan and from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. So at this point, I'm feeling good, and then I'm feeling really good when Zach Hyman getting his 9th of the year from Bouchard and McDavid. We got a 4-1 lead. I'm like, this is in the bag, right? No. It is not in the bag. The Canucks would rally, making it 4-2 in the second period at 17:01. This would be Lindholm again. Again, the Calgary-Vancouver connection seems to be paying off very well for the Canucks, and it will get further into that as the scoring summary kicks in. This would be from Susie and Joshua, 4-2. Okay. And then JT Miller, and I got only just J Miller, but it's actually JT Miller, assisted from Besser and Sosi, 4-3. And then an absolute beauty of a blast from Zadorov. Calgary connection. From Höglander and Bluger, we have a 4-4 game. Not a good situation considering we were up 4-1 at one point. And then the unthinkable happens. The Vancouver Canucks take the lead at 14:26 of the third period from Connor Garland, and that would be his first of the playoffs, assisted by Joshua and Zadorov, 5-4, and that would remain your final for this game. Oilers Nation disappointed, but also with a lot of concern as Leon Draisaitl appeared to be hampering some sort of injury. I don't have any updates if he's going to be playing tonight or not. Huge loss if he is not. And for him to be out of the lineup, Leo, he played with a sprained ankle. Was it last year or the year before against the LA series? With a high ankle sprain, and he still played. Same with Darnell Nurse playing with a core muscle tear. This is a tough group of players, and if they're sitting out, it could be something significant. So that'll kind of lead into my poll question a little bit later. I'm hoping that we see Leo in the lineup tonight, but we'll see. Okay, as far as the statistical breakdown, Canucks owned us on a lot of aspects. So realistically, the Oilers didn't play exactly the greatest game tonight, or on what would have been Wednesday night. 24-18 were the shots for the Canucks. Hits, again, the Canucks owned that area, 36-33. Not a terrible, crazy margin, but still, they had more hits. And Knobloch went off stating the whole hit thing, how it's not that important of a stat. You know what? I'm not a coach, but I disagree. I think hitting is a huge stat because you're wearing out your opponent. And if you're wearing out your opponent, you're eventually gonna... Think of it as MMA. The idea is to wear down your opponent and eventually put him into submission. That's kind of my theory of thinking. Now, I'm not an NHL coach, but that's the way I think. I think hits are very, very important. Face-off win percentage. Canucks killed us on this one. 63.5% for the Canucks. This one gets this. Now, could this have been related to the Draisaitl injury? Maybe, because we know Leo is quite an effective face-off drawer. But that is one of the highest numbers I've seen against the Edmonton Oilers since I started doing the face-off polls. The power play, there was only one power play this whole game, and this is the one. And the Oilers were 100% on it, as they did score on it. The penalty kill, again. Actually, no, sorry. There was some penalty kills for the Oilers, as they were 3 for 3. Regardless, the Oilers penalty kill is still amazing. I think I was thinking about the previous game there. Kind of got a little confused there. But yeah, 100% on the penalty kill. The penalty kill is good. Whatever they're doing, keep it up. Block shots, 12-11 for the Canucks. Again, another stat that the Canucks slightly adjust out. So you can see the trend here. The Canucks, despite being down 4-1 at one point in time in this game, they knew that they were close. They knew that they hung in there. And Tokic went on to the media and said, like, we weren't too worried going into that third period. You know, we knew we had to tighten up a few things. There's a few things that we needed to fix, and, you know, but regardless, they knew that they were still very much in the game despite the score. And I think at that time it would have been 4-2 going into that second intermission. Another stat that Knoblauch brushes off, and that's the takeaways. This one, I can kind of sort of agree with him on that. 9-7 for the Oilers. You know, it is what it is, right? Like, stuff happens on the ice. Is it a major deal? It's more of a major deal when it's in your zone and it's a takeaway and a giveaway in your zone. But as a generalization, I don't know if it's such a big deal. Okay. And then the giveaways, that's another stat that he brushed off. And I get it. 5-4 for Canucks. They gave the puck away one more time than we did. Very tight hitting. This isn't as impactful of a series as the LA Kings when it came to hits, because the LA Kings really, really were hammering the body. And maybe that injury that Draisaitl got wasn't actually an event that happened within the Canucks' first game. But it could have been something that happened in the LA game, because they were smacking the Oilers around pretty good in that series. My third star, like I say, I always give just the Oilers the stars on this one, which is the best Edmonton Oiler performers. I don't go with the status quo of most everything. Okay, this winning team, so they get 2 stars. No, I just pick on who I liked out of the Edmonton Oilers. Dylan Holloway. You guys may wonder, why am I picking Dylan Holloway? He led the team with 7 hits. Like, the guy is bringing it. The guy, I think, has officially secured his spot on this roster. I don't think, unless something happens in the offseason and he just loses his what he's got going now, I think this guy has secured a spot. He's been lights out awesome. I'm really impressed with Dylan Holloway's play. It's the hits. He's not necessarily going for the goals and if he gets the opportunity, he gets the goals. But he's playing his position and his role on being the third or fourth liner to a T. So I got to give him props, and enough props that I think he deserves a salute. My next star, obviously, I got to go with Matthias. 3 assists. Enough said. For a D-man to get 3 assists in a game, that definitely puts them up in the upper caliber of who were the studs of the game and who wasn't the studs of the game. And, of course, my first star has got to go to Zach Hyman, which we're going to get into a subject on him on the very next topic, as he managed to get 2 goals. Still, however, he was a -1. But because of the fact that he got 2 goals, I'm going to give it to him. That -1 is concerning though, because it will play into my next topic on when I talk about Brock and Zach. And yeah, I mean, so I look at those two players. I look at Brock. I look at Zach. One of the fundamental differences that is there is the fact that McDavid is there, because these guys honestly are very, very similar players. If Zach Hyman had TJ, uh, what's his face? TJ Miller as a center instead of McDavid, I really don't think he would hit 50 goals, right? Because McDavid does incredible magic, and there's a good chemistry between those two, but I just don't think he would hit that. Would he be better than Brock? I don't know. It's debatable. So anyway, let's get into the difference between Brock and Zach. Now, both players are very even in a lot of areas. Goals, shooting percentage, almost dead even. When I looked at this, I was actually kind of shocked that they're that close. Zach excels at the speed bursts and the shots on goal, whereas Brock excels at the top shot speed and the skating distance, which would boil down to your cardio. Obviously, he's a little bit younger. I would hope he has a little bit cardio. The majority of Zach's goals seem to come from the blue paint area, which is fair enough because Connor's constantly feeding him there. Brock, however, he seems to be well-rounded. He finds different areas, so that's what makes him a very, very dangerous player. And that's something that the Oilers need to adjust, because he could be a killer. He could be a super, super killer. So they have to really pay attention to where Brock is on the ice. If they want to win this series, if they want to win this series, because he's in different areas of the ice, 100%. Zach spends 49% of his shift in the O zone, and Brock spends about 45.9%. Now, this stat, you can look at it two ways. Because the Oilers seem to be leaking when it comes to defending a little bit, is this a good thing? 49% that he's in the O zone? Maybe he needs to step it back a little bit. Maybe he needs to be at 45% and be a little bit more defensive minded. Who knows? Like I said, and the reason why I paired these two guys up together is they are the number one line right wingers for both teams. And Brock is a hell of a right winger, man. Like, I looked at his stats. He's good. He's also a class act. They're both class acts. One writes children books. The other one took a I think it was someone to their prom like a few years back when they were celebrating their high school prom or whatever, and he was the date. So that was pretty cool of him to do that. Yeah, both character guys, both community guys. Can't say enough about them. But that being said, when it comes to the Stanley Cup playoffs, they're at war with each other. Nice guys finish last when it comes to that. So we'll see what happens tonight. I do anticipate a much better effort on the Edmonton Oilers' part. Okay, we have a new poll question for you guys, or I have. I don't know why I keep saying we. I'm a one-man show here. So for those of you who are joining this, I don't have a production crew behind me. I'm a one-man army. These graphics, I'm flipping on the fly as I'm doing this live. So that's why I have a few errors in that from time to time. So far, this episode, I think, is going pretty clear. But my new poll question for you guys is, can the Edmonton Oilers win the cup if Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl, and either, so just one of them, if they're out of the mix, can they still win the cup with one of them gone due to injury? Scan that QR code. It's basically a yes or no answer. And I'd like to get your results. I had some pretty good results on the previous one, as we will break that down. And I do think there was more Vancouver fans that chimed in on this. So I want to actually repost this one a little bit later and get Edmonton to really vote on this one, because right now the majority of the votes went to Vancouver winning this in 6 or 7. I'm going to reiterate the question, which was, what is your prediction for the series outcome and length? Oilers in 4 or 5, Canucks 4 or 5. Oilers in 6 or 7, or Canucks in 6 and 7. And 38% of you had the leading vote saying Canucks in 6 or 7. The next one would have been the Oilers in 6 or 7 at 31%. The Oilers in 4 or 5 at 19%, and the Canucks in 4 or 5 at 13%. I want to see the Edmonton Oiler fans out there, Oiler Nation, rise up. I'm going to re-poll this next episode. I want to see a spike in those results, because I think the Vancouver Canuck fan base got wind of that question and they voted, because I know the Oil faithful would not vote for the Canucks. So let's move on from that, guys. That's brutal. Okay. So I'm going to go off the playoff league leaders now, as we dive into this segment here. The game, by the way, is starting in about an hour and a half. The Panthers are currently leading the Boston Bruins with 12:21 left in the second period by a count of 1-0. So that's another game that's ongoing. Let's get into the league leaders right now. Okay, so when it comes to the goal area, Zach Hyman of Edmonton leading with 9 goals. Nikuchkin of Colorado with 9 goals as well. Trocheck with 5. Leon Draisaitl with 5. Verhaeghe with 5. Comes to points. McDavid at 13. Trocheck with 12. Draisaitl with 12. Zibanejad at 12. And Makar with 12. Comes to save percentage. Now, I wonder if this is going to change. If it doesn't change, I will drag those guys out who have been eliminated. But Wall leads it at 964. So obviously the goaltending wasn't a situation in Toronto, as they've been eliminated. Surprise, surprise. Swayman of Boston, 942. Shesterkin of New York Rangers, 935. Aiden Hill and Logan Thompson of the Vegas Golden Knights rounded out. Again, two other teams that are officially eliminated out of this playoff period. As far as the plus minus goes, Josh Manson leads the way with Colorado with a +7. Brady Shagey of Carolina is also a +7. So what I would do is keep him on the ice as much you possibly can when they play their game 4, because they are on the brink of elimination. Frederick of Boston, +6. McNabb is a +5. And Tanev of Dallas was not a good pickup for Dallas, +5. And that's it. That's all I got for that. I'm going to start winding this episode down. I'm going to go into your final thoughts and final questions here. As you can see on the left side of your screen is the current series results. And we're going to go into your question and comments here. And there is one. James Smith. And I'll pop that up there. Oop. Okay, James Smith chiming in. This time, if they don't win, I'm going on a hunger strike and taking a shower till and not taking a shower till they win a series against them. Okay, so James, that might be a little bit much, especially if you're a married man, because you're going to be losing your home and everything if you don't shower. Highly don't recommend that. But I love your passion, man. I love your passion. Awesome. Honestly, guys, I do believe they're going to win. I had my one-off earlier this year, my one-off, and that was back in November saying they're done. They're giving up. This season is over. And like I said back in November, never gave up on the team, but I gave up on the season. I did 100%. I own it. I 100% own it. And look where they are today. One of the definite contenders, definite favorites, not even just a contender, but favorite to win the Stanley Cup. It was a one-off. Was I pissed? Sure. I was pissed. I was really pissed out for that result because they let it slip away. That could have been a very good start for the series. But I'm not worried. I'm not too worried. I'm more worried about the status of Draisaitl because that could change the dynamic of the whole series. And it is that, as they said, cup or bust year. So anyway, guys, if you are witnessing this channel for the very first time and you like the content I bring, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. You can message me when I'm live. I usually answer you guys. That being said, as the channel gets growing and bigger, it's going to be tougher to answer all your questions. But right now, it's nice and small, and I can have a good conversation with all you guys out there that have followed me through thick and thin, which is awesome. A good salute to you guys. Thank you again. I really, really do appreciate it. And guys, I have a good feeling about tonight. I have a really good feeling. I think the Oilers will even out the series and take home ice advantage going into Edmonton on Sunday. Let's go, Oilers.